Good evening. I'm Srinivas Rao, CEO of THub. I'm delighted today to have as my guest Sonny Mohanty, who's the head of venture building and ecosystem building at XDC Networks. Sonny is based out of Singapore.
Right.
So thank you for coming by today to THub, and look forward to this conversation where we're going to be talking about the future of Web3 and blockchain. Right?
Yeah.
So Sonny, before we begin,
Yeah.
getting into discussing the future of Web3 and blockchain, I'd love for you to share with our audience a little bit about XDC and what your work at XDC actually
Sure.
is.
Thank you, MSR. Thank you so much. This is my second time visiting THub office in Hyderabad, and I think this is my fifth time coming to Hyderabad, and I've always been surprised the way Hyderabad is probably leading in the tech sector as compared to the rest of India in a good way. And we have just partnered with THub to run this acceleration program, and we have termed this XDC Network Fin Internet Acceleration Program. So before I go into details about what this program is all about in details, as MSR just mentioned, let me introduce myself. So yeah, my name is Sonny Mohanty, and I'm actually heading this venture building and ecosystem building initiative at XDC Network. Like, what you do and what is XDC? I mean, obviously they know that it's a blockchain technology. Just give you a slight information about what XDC Network is in a simplified form. It's a layer 1 blockchain. It's an infrastructure layer. It's an EVM compatible. Those of you are in the Web3 space, you would know it's an EVM compatible layer 1 blockchain, which is fast, secure, and with the latest upgrade. So XDC had a 2.0 upgrade. It's more secure, more fast, even more better for the users. It's an enterprise grade software, and we are hybrid, which means we provide both public and private support to our user base. So yeah, that's about XDC, and within this role, it's a very crucial role, and I'm enjoying what I do. I have to help startups, the Web3, who are building, could be in the space of real world asset tokenization, could be building use cases in AI, could be a meme coin, to help give them support to build on the layer 1, which is XDC Network, by giving them access to funding, partnering with key thought leaders, by partnering with accelerators and incubation hubs like THub, I would say, where they get access to a wealth of knowledge through mentorship, through strategic partnerships, go-to-market strategies. So that's how we build an ecosystem for our startups. So if you're building on XDC Network, you don't only get funding, you get more than that, a complete ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonny. Thank you for that quick overview of XDC and what you're doing. So let me start with getting from you a perspective on what do you see happening in Web3 right now, and also obviously Web3, there's a huge amount of promise, but there have been some challenges for Web3 startups. So if you could cover this, a general quick overview of what you see happening in the Web3 space, what are the areas where you're seeing more action, more traction building, and also what challenges are you seeing which Web3 startups have to kind of grapple with?
That is a very good question, and I think I have seen people obviously cover this topic, and this is the most widely covered topic as well, because of the fact that it's still a gray area when it comes to Web3. Are we talking about crypto? Are we talking about blockchain? Are we talking about NFTs? There's always a kind of confusion around that. We sort of took inspiration from this Fin Internet concept that was introduced by Mr. Nandan Nilekani, the co-founder of Infosys, where he envisions an interoperable financial ecosystem, just like the internet, right? So I think taking some inspiration from there. So innovations that we are looking in the space today in Web3 would be tokenization of real world asset. What does that mean? simply put, for instance, this real estate THub, right? If you want to own a piece of, if THub decides to obviously make it accessible to the public markets, and they tokenize this real estate asset, right? Obviously, so I, as a retail investor, I still have I have access to this property, this real estate through fractional ownership, because otherwise this property is
It's not
accessible,
affordable.
affordable, right? It's so that's how tokenization of real world asset makes it accessible to the public markets, to the end users, and makes it more lucrative and liquid. So
So
that's
what are
basically,
the, in the Web3 space, right? Where are you seeing, for example, are you seeing more of, gaming, or is it more in finance? Where are you seeing more, which are the particular, let's say, industries or verticals where you're seeing a lot more, activity going on in the Web3
so
space?
I think if you see, the first use case of blockchain technology was cryptocurrency, not cryptography, cryptocurrencies. Obviously, cryptocurrencies are nothing but not a legal tender, hence it didn't fly, because they obviously are not regulated, and unless you are a stable coin which is backed by US dollars like USDT or USDC, then obviously you are private coin and you are not seen in a good light. You are not legal, right? Not a legal tender. So that was one of the early use case of blockchain technology. But as we went forward with the innovation and growth in this space, we saw NFTs, non-fungible tokens. They are not cryptocurrencies. Like your digital identity, like your passport, which is your digital. I mean, which is your identity, but you put that on a blockchain, it becomes a digital identity, which cannot be tampered, not is immutable and cannot be tampered.
Non-repeatable.
Yes.
Yeah.
So something like that. That use case is quite a widely used use case. Coming to gaming, obviously you brought this topic. It has a tremendous utility in the gaming space, especially if you know the play to earn games. That obviously took by storm in the last couple of years, where if you're walking, you are able to gain coins, and you can trade those coins against real money, right? Move to earn, play to earn. So all these are the very innovative use cases of this beautiful technology. And then gradually we see these use cases moving into the financial industry. Obviously, cryptocurrencies, I'm not talking about that now, even though it's a financial technology. Other like tokenization of stocks, tokenization of bonds, right? So tokenizations, I've seen tokenization of equities, right? So these are some of the real use cases in the financial industries. And we are seeing more and more players, more and more Web3 regulatory players moving into the space.
Understood. Thank you. So let's talk about blockchain, right? And I guess I wanted to talk a little bit about how you see this, given the multiplicity, how do you see interoperability? How's that going?
Yeah.
And how is it? Has it had become a lot easier for interoperability and so on, right? Just to get some sense. And what is it that XDC itself is doing? For example, between bridging public and private
Yeah.
type. Yeah.
So there are different aspects. It's a very good question again. There are different aspects. Then we have the public chains like XDC, Polygon, you name it, and there are private chains as well, like JPM. JP Morgan have their own private network, right? Because they are banks. They want to have their data secured, and obviously they don't want to have public access to their data. So how does all these blockchains, like there's so many blockchains out there today. I mean, it's very confusing for an end user or an enterprise to, okay, I have this use case, but I'm really not sure what blockchain should I adopt. And if I adopt a particular blockchain, and in future I want to merge with another platform, am I able to be interoperable?
Do you get locked out?
That's what they don't want, right? Interoperability is a big topic discussed today, and as XDC we have cross-chain bridges, and it's built on XDC. It's called one chain, so you can cross bridge between XDC and other blockchains that we have today. there are wrapped tokens. You have wrapped XDC, wrapped USDT and USDC as well. So that promotes interoperability. Then you have oracles like Chainlink, obviously, which are connecting to blockchains, bridging to blockchains as well. So yeah, these are some of the features and technologies that we have today that help blockchains to become interoperable.
Sure. I guess one area of lot of focus has happened in with respect to blockchain is around supply chain, right? How you can make supply chains more secure and and so on, right? So where are you seeing specifically with respect to supply chain, what are you seeing getting built using blockchain? What are there specific industries where you're seeing more and more, for example, in pharma or food and so on? Just some light on that.
Yeah. So I think that's a very good question, even though I am not a subject matter expert, but what I've seen is food safety. For example, you see today in the supermarket that variety of organic foods, but how do you ensure that one is really organic, right? So today there's a functionality like you have a QR code attached. Once you scan that QR code, you can see the entire life cycle of that particular organic
traceability.
Food. Yes, you can trace it back to the source where the produce came from, and the different channel partners it went before it went to that shelf in the retail store, right? So that obviously gives you an idea that yes, this is something it claims to be organic and it is organic. Otherwise, it's very difficult. That's number one. Number two, I would say in the sustainability space, similarly, that space is, everybody was having a sustainable clothing launched. How do you ensure that basically what they're claiming it's correct, because you're paying double the price or maybe more than that, right? Hence, again, blockchain technology helps to trace to the source of that particular, to that level that you can also find what threads they are made out of, especially the clothing. So that's something, I think supply chain, obviously, I haven't seen many use cases being adopted, but these are some of the use cases that I have seen currently being adopted in the industry.
So you said finance, gaming, supply chain,
yeah,
and
so financial, I think more
and sustainability.
Yes, yeah, I think it's more prominent in the financial systems.
Okay, so let's now quickly jump into what we are going to be doing together, right?
Yes.
Between THub and XDC, right? So so I'd like Sonny for you to throw some light on what this partnership would actually, how would it benefit the startups, and what can a startup which decides to become part of this program potentially, how will they benefit?
Yeah. So basically, I would just want to take a little bit of step back and talk about why we decided to, first of all, collaborate with THub on this initiative. THub is obviously a global brand known for launching successful startups, right, in the space, and running successful incubation and acceleration programs. Also in the Web3, like you've done successfully programs with Algorand and other blockchains as well, and globally known, for its work. So it was a good fit for us because we, as I mentioned before, we're looking for pool of startups to build on XDC. We are giving support in terms of funding, dev support as well. We have a fantastic team of developers who are going to support the startups through the process. But they also need that thought leadership. They need mentorship. They need that guidance. They also need that launch pad, right, where they can get access to resources in terms of further rounds, in terms of access to government. I think that's where THub comes into play, right, with rich ecosystem that you're built around this incubation acceleration program. It's definitely going to help the startups.
How is it going to help? I know you have got strong connections in ASEAN and the Middle East, right? So what can startups expect? For example, how
Yeah.
can they leverage, as part of this program?
Yeah.
For example, in places like Singapore and Dubai, for example,
Yeah.
what would you be able to? How would you, market access wise?
Yeah.
How do you see XDC supporting?
Good question. So this program is open to um, Indian startups, founders of Indian origin. You don't have to necessarily be in India to join this program. You can join this program, for instance, if you're based in Singapore or US as well, as long as you are of Indian origin and building in Web3, right? Second question, like if for instance, what other benefits if you get as a startup founder. So we have offices in Dubai. The headquarters is in Dubai, and we have offices in Singapore also. And once the startups join this program, they get shortlisted and finalized for joining this program. And once they launch their solution or the product on the XDC mainnet, we have demo days scheduled for them. We have demo days running in Dubai office. We have demo days running in Singapore as well. Next to big Web3 events, because that's when everybody, all the ecosystem comes together. So you get to take part, pitch to investors directly during these demo days as part of the program.
Sure. I think, Sunny, I remember you telling me about the funding, potential funding opportunity.
Yeah.
Can you throw some light on that?
Yeah. See, why would you build on XDC besides, there are other blockchains as well. So that's where we come into play. In the sense, we are going to be investing in you. If you are joining this program and you are getting shortlisted by THub, each startup gets access to this $100,000.
Okay.
So as long as they fulfill all the milestones that we have in place.
So this is by way of soft tokens and things like that, or is also hard
So
cash?
we will be investing in USDT, which is a stable coin.
Understood.
And against their tokens. So we're keeping 2.5% of equity in their tokens.
Let's talk a little bit about this. Now AI has become the buzzword, and thanks to OpenAI and stuff. So just trying to get a understanding of how do you see the congruence of blockchain and AI. Right?
Yeah, sure. Basically, through this program, I've seen many projects who have already a use case built on AI. They are now putting that technology into the blockchain as well. Like, for instance, we have a DApp, which is going to be launching on XDC soon. It's into fitness. It's for the fitness instructors. It's for people like us who like to learn a craft, like maybe a Zumba dance. So it's like an app. The app is ready, is MVP ready. It's powered by AI. Now he's putting that into Web3. Why? Because he's going to launch this startup, is going to launch his own token in the program, which will give rewards to these instructors, rewards to these users for using the app.
Pay to earn.
Yes, correctly. So there is a convergence of AI and blockchain, and we see fantastic use cases out of it.
Sure. So I think the two dominant themes of today, one is around AI, and I guess the other one is around sustainability, right? So Sunny, with your background and the work you're doing at XDC, where do you see again how is sustainability and blockchain? How do you see that kind of coming together?
Yeah. See, when sometimes I've seen like people saying, okay, Bitcoin, consumes a lot of energy, but XDC is delegated proof of stake, based on delegated proof of stake. So energy consumption is minimal.
Okay.
So that's why we are a green blockchain per se. So in terms of sustainability space, obviously, as we mentioned, in the impact space, people are building on blockchain like CBDCs, for instance, right? So there are a lot of good use cases when it comes to sustainable solutions.
I think what you broadly said is your blockchain is energy much more efficient
Yes.
compared to this, and also I guess all these carbon credits and
Yes.
carbon offset.
Yes.
You are seeing solutions getting built on those.
So we have dApps who are tokenizing carbon credits, because what I understand, carbon credits market when it's traded, it's quite cumbersome for retail access. But when you tokenize that and put on a blockchain, A, you can trace and track, right? B, consumes less time, and C is quite transparent as well, right? To the investors. So hence, blockchain obviously comes into play in tokenizing carbon credits, per se.
Sure. So I think, so I'll now come back to the Startup Accelerate program, Sonny. And if I were to ask you to, if there's something which you would like to, as a call out to the startups, saying why should startups be part of the program, right? What is the, there are obviously many compelling reasons for them to be part of this. Why would you ask every startup which is trying to build anything in the Web3 space want to be part of this?
Yes, that's a very good question as we wrap up. I think we are not just any other acceleration program where we're just giving grants and we move on to the next program. This is an investment program, which means we have skin in the game. We are investing 100,000 per startup, potentially against equity, right? We are taking a piece of your tokens as well, which means we are building ventures, the unicorns of the future. And with the wide access to our ecosystem, we have built a robust ecosystem around us. So what we believe in nurturing these startups. We believe in their growth. We believe in building good ventures, right? So hence, it's very important for the startups in the Web3 space to understand that this is a different model. This is like usually, I have seen big blockchains, they launch grant programs where they run hackathons, where hundreds of startups come, or builders or developers, they come, build, and then move on to another blockchain. After that hackathon is over. We are not here for short term. We are here for long term. So yeah, so that's a key differentiator if, from other programs. And if you are serious to build on XDC, then please do join this program. This is an exclusive program, which means you are going to be exclusively launching on XDC. And we will be helping you to put before other investors for other follow-on rounds as well. Not only this round, but follow-on rounds as well. So as I said, we are building ventures.
Sure. So just to summarize what you said, Sonny, I think 2-3 elements. One is you will get access to mentorship. You will get access to your platform. You will get tremendous access to markets, particularly those in Singapore and Dubai. And apart from that, you get the close to potentially $100,000 in the form of tokens. And you will also help them subsequently to get in touch with potential investors in the next round type of thing, right? So thank you. I think this has been a really short but very informative conversation and discussion. And look forward to a wonderful program together between THub and XDC, and look forward to having high quality startups which are building solutions in a wide spectrum, finance, sustainability, regulation tech, etc., taking gaming, right, etc., taking part in this program, and look forward to some great outcomes. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, and appreciate your valuable time for this podcast, and look forward to launching this program. And
Sure. So folks, go out there and apply. I think there's a lot of good you will get out of this program. So look forward to some really, really high quality applications coming in, and hopefully we'll see some future stars or future unicorns
Unicorns.
coming out of this as time goes on. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.